So about 9 years ago, I had a real shock in life, and I realized that fashion is grown in soil. And I was like, what? Why didn't I know this? Because I'd been a model for years already at this point, and I was in the core of the fashion industry with all the high fashion brands, and no one was aware at all that our clothes are grown for us by farmers. And this is the reason I started this charity called DIRT. Our mission is to turn fashion into a climate solution, because it can be. It really can be, as long as we use that fashion supply chain, which has billions of dollars worth of sourcing power behind it, to support regenerative agriculture, to process those farm-grown ingredients in a way that doesn't use harmful chemicals, to pay people really, really well and treat them wonderfully, bring a lot of creativity into their jobs, and then finally to wear the garments responsibly, not to wash them on hot water, not to dry clean them ever, and then dispose of them in a way that links the circle fully back to soil where the clothes were grown, composting them. So this is the dream, is to turn the fashion industry into a truly regeneratively circular economy. So the work we do at DIRT is to fundraise for projects all over the world who are growing fiber and leather in a different way. We have focused on biodynamic farming because it has incredibly high standards. It's protected by a certifying body called Demeter. It's already operating internationally, but it's a very tiny movement, and it really needs support to be able to grow and to be able to support the fashion side of things. We are working with Demeter, the certifying body, to create 10 new standards, because they've seen great success in certifying standards for food and wine, but don't yet certify the textile side of life. And of all the terrestrial surface on planet Earth, almost half, we don't know exactly how much, but getting near to half of it is actually not growing food crops. It's growing fiber and leather crops for the textile industry. So practically, to bridge the gap between farmers who grow fiber crops and the fashion brands and the fashion consumers, which, let's face it, is absolutely every single person on this planet, except for maybe the few wild indigenous people who are still really making their own clothes, which is incredible. Great choice to make. We can bridge this gap through education, through government regulation, and through corporate responsibility, and we need all three of those working together really powerfully, because it's not fair to just say, oh, it's up to the consumer to educate themselves. It's also not fair to say businesses should make the change all on their own, because we know they won't. That's kind of, without deciding to, that's the structure we've chosen. Without making a decision, we've decided that the onus is all on the business, and we've watched over the last 6-7 decades as businesses have decided they will not change. They just won't. So that's why we really need governments to come in, because we've proved to ourselves that collectively we are not willing to make the choice ourselves, and we need governments to come in and regulate. So I'm really looking forward to better policies and more strictness around materials and how to use them and working conditions. We just need it. It's just right. It's the right thing to do.